Tulsa, obviously, that game last year didn't go very well. So what do you guys have to do tomorrow in order to avoid a repeat of that?
I think we just have to get the energy up for sure for 40 minutes. I mean, getting DeAndre back is big for a lot of reasons. When you're not playing and you're the guy on the sideline that's giving all the energy, guys really don't tend to, listen to it that much. They'll adhere to it a little bit, but when they get on the floor, they still do what they're accustomed to doing or wanting to do. With him actually in the game, he commands that from them. So you'll see the energy change instantly because of him, because he's an alpha male and he's a true leader. And he plays hard, so he commands and demands everybody else to play hard. I feel like if he didn't get his 2 fouls early in that game, the energy stays up, which puts the pressure on Lance Thomas, Boogie Ellis, Alex Lomax, Jaden Hardaway, those guys coming off the bench, Ahmad Rand, to bring the energy and keep the energy up. The energy just can't drop.
Well, and on that note, I know that you guys had a lot of success with that small lineup with DeAndre at the 5 and really just going small in that game, no matter who was at the 5, whether it was Lester, DJ, it seemed to work really well. Is that something we can expect to see more of, even as Malcolm and Ahmad kind of get back into the flow of things?
Yeah, well, we're going to give Ahmad a chance, to try to get his energy up to the level of DeAndre's, to just go out there and let it all hang and don't leave anything in the bag. Just go out there and just play with energy. Don't think, just play as hard as you can. And we will go small. We go small because our smaller guys have the most energy. We don't want to just put guys in the game that don't have energy. We give them a chance. If they can't do it, they just can't do it. So that small ball is just our energy lineup.
Isaac?
Hey, Coach. It's been announced that there won't be fans at FedEx Forum, I guess, for the foreseeable future. Being a former player yourself, how do you think that would have affected you, and have the guys kind of express their thoughts on how they feel about playing with limited fans and no fans in the arena?
Well, first of all, the safety of the fans and the players and everybody that works at the arena is first and foremost. So we support that, and we'd love to have the fans back whenever it's, feasible, for health reasons. But we had no fans in South Dakota, so we're used to it. We're used to not having fans. So it was weird the first game against St. Mary's not having any fans, and then we got used to it. And then when they started allowing a few fans in, it was different because there was no one in there in South Dakota. So now going back to that, we're used to it now.
Terry?
Hey, what's up, Penny? How you doing, man? Hey, two questions. One, what did you say to your team about how they played against Tulsa last year? And two, how is the health of this team, including Malcolm? I know you set him out for rest. So how is the health of everybody on the team?
Well, first of all, the first thing I've always taught you have to do is you have to respect every opponent. These freshmen coming in with these stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, all this jumbo, whatever, mumbo jumbo that comes along with these guys that come in, they had no respect for Tulsa at all because they felt like Tulsa wasn't a high major. Who do they have? They can't play in this. And I kept warning them about Tulsa, and this league is a veterans league. And they went in there very nonchalant, and quickly Tulsa showed them what they were about. That zone was very hard to play against. A lot of players quit in that game, and it was very disappointing. So we're a totally different team now. We have the utmost respect for everybody. They do. So now they know what to expect. And it has to be an opportunity for us to get another home win, but also get back at Tulsa for how they beat up on us last year. That should be motivation because they did what they had to do. Now we have to do what we have to do. And the team is very healthy. I mean, we got some little ailments with Alex, something small with Damian. Of course, Malcolm is still going through his woes with his knees, trying to get back to 100%. Other than that, everybody's good.
Jason?
Hey, Penny, you just mentioned Alex and Damian dealing with something. Is that something that are those things that you feel like will keep them? I mean, will they play tomorrow, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, they'll both play tomorrow. I mean, Damian's back was injured, and now he's much better. Alex hurt his thumb in the Tulane game, so he's had that injury before. Going to play through it and just be out there. I'm sure both guys will be ready for tomorrow.
And then secondly, DJ has been he's put together some pretty strong performances in a row. Consistency is obviously something that you hope to get, as guys get older, that was one thing that was sort of lacking last year with the inexperience. So, but I guess just talk about, if you could, the importance of consistency anytime, really.
Yeah, the consistency is so important, but it comes from the work. You can be consistent when you study. You understand what the other team is trying to do, what their weaknesses are and what their strengths are. It gives you the advantage. They have an open book test every time before we play a team. We give them all the answers on how to play everybody, and it's up to them to apply it and carry it over into the games. And that's where consistency comes from. Even if you're not making your jump shot, you can offensive rebound, you can get to the foul line, you can do things offensively where they can't shut you out. And then defensively, understand what our schemes are and stick with the schemes. So consistency is very important. That's what makes the really good teams, the top 25 teams, make them really good, because they can do the same things really good over and over again.
Isaac?
Hey, Coach, we saw the energy that DeAndre Williams brought in the beginning of that game down at Tulane. With him now being available, and is that something that we think could affect the starting lineup tomorrow night?
No, DeAndre is available. Yeah, DeAndre will be playing tomorrow. You said he wasn't available?
No, I was saying with him now being available and
Now being
a game
available.
under his feet. Yeah, is that something that we could see that could possibly affect the starting lineup tomorrow night?
Oh, for sure. He's going back into the starting lineup. He's a starter. We need that energy from the beginning. You don't hold that energy back. And the only reason why I did is because he was going to be so hyper. He still almost fouled out. But I know what kind of person and what kind of player he is. For him to have a couple days under his belt after that game, he's definitely going into the starting lineup.
Last question, Danielle.
Tulsa hasn't played as many games as you guys, especially this month. They had a COVID shutdown for a little while, but what have you seen from them so far?
Well, they went out and got some really good transfers and grad transfers. That's what they do in this league. They go get JUCO players, really good All-American JUCO players. They go get grad transfers and transfers, guys that are disgruntled on other teams that are really good players. And they all form a group, and they play that zone really well. They got a transfer from Arkansas. Obviously, the Rochelle kid is from LSU. I forget where the other kid is from, but they just do a great job with the guys that were there from the beginning at Tulsa, mixed in with those guys. Those guys are hungry, and they want to win. And with them losing their first game at home to Wichita State, they're 0-1 in conference, and this is almost a must-win for them in their mind to come in here and beat us. And we just have to continue to just play the way that we started the first half against Tulane and finish the business off tomorrow.